Well, good morning, sober family. And if you're not sober, welcome to the channel. I'm Wayne, and I'm an alcoholic. This is One Sober to Another. Today's daily reflection for November 6, 2020, going with the flow. Let's go. Okay, let's get it. Going with the flow. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 96. The first words I speak when arising in the morning are, I arise, O God, to do thy will. This is the shortest prayer I know and is deeply ingrained in me. Prayer doesn't change God's attitude towards me. It changes my attitude towards God. As distinguished from prayer, meditation is a quiet time, without words. To be centered is to be physically relaxed, emotionally calm, mentally focused, and spiritually aware. One way to keep the channel open and to improve my conscious contact with God is to maintain a grateful attitude. On the days when I am grateful, good things seem to happen in my life. The instant I start cursing things in my life, however, the flow of good stops. God did not interrupt the flow. My own negativity did. God's not my thing. That's what some people say, and that's what some people think about when they hear God. Well, you know what? Put that into context of whatever gives you hope and strength. That last bit of courage that you need in order to do something that you wouldn't normally be able to do on your own, so you think. So that short little prayer, right? You know, in my drinking days, I used to wake up and think about all the things I had to do to get my drink. And that was my goal, to get drunk and how to do it and how to get the money and everything else. Today, when I wake up, I thank God. And for me, it's God. I thank God for my sobriety. I thank God for my health, thankfully. And I thank God for my family and their health. And I further shed that to what can I do today in order to bring myself closer in my spiritual life. My emotional balance has to be centered along with my mental balance as well as my physical balance. Now, I'm not preaching to you guys. That's not what I do here. But I will say, if you've ever started your day out, looked outside and you saw the weather, and I've referred to this a couple times, and it's not exactly awesome outside, and then you start your morning off with, it's raining. Then you get in your car, you start to drive to work, the traffic backs up a little bit, and there we are. I'm gonna be late for work now. Thanks a lot. Then you get to work and your boss or whomever else starts saying all the things they need you to do. Then your brain goes back to that negative swirl and you're like, now I gotta, you see the sensors I'm doing? Now you have to, now I gotta do all these things and I still can't get to what I left yesterday. This day is all effed up. And further that too, you go to lunch and lunch is not the way that you want it to be and you're like, oh great, now I'm gonna spend the rest of my day hungry. Going on home, you get home, you pull into your driveway, you run over something, you get a flat tire and you're like, what a day, what a day. Why did this all have to happen to me? On the other side of it, if you wake up in the morning, the weather's not that great, and you're like, maybe I should take a raincoat. Traffic backs up, you're in that traffic jam, and you're like, you know what? I got time to listen to a song I haven't listened to in quite some time, and I'm gonna blast that Aerosmith. Or whatever age group you fall into. You could be Little Popcorn, Little Wayne, Little Weasel, Ariana Grande. I'm saying all those wrong. Whatever it is. You get to work, your boss says, hey, I need you to do this, 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 and this. You say, you know what? It's cool. I got you. you mind if I start working on some of that while I finish what I started yesterday? Because I really have to get that out first. Boss says, that's cool. Go to lunch, it's not exactly what you wanted. And so you say, you know what? I haven't had macaroni and cheese in a while. I'm gonna have that. And then you have an argument with somebody and you realize that you were wrong in it, and you're able to make an apology on the spot and say, hey, you know what? I didn't think of it that way. And both of you walk away feeling really good about yourselves. That's the difference between negative and positive thinking. Now that also could go along with, if the God's not your thing, is to be able to take the things in your life that happen and put a positive spin on them, because there is positivity in almost everything around us. We just have to find it or look for it. That's really, going with the flow. That's kind of my take on this for today. And, I really wish I could spend a lot of time on this and give you some other prime examples, because I have many. And, but as you know, this is a nice daily reflection for you to chew on. And how about you drop those comments below and maybe a like, so that we can keep this stuff going, because somebody out there is going to wake up in a crappy mood today, and we can help them change that. Food for thought, folks. I'm one sober to another. You guys have a good day.